number one, SUV is a luxury item. To argue that it's not a luxury item is very wrong, because it is, and it's not meant for that kind of terrain. Because they said in Nigerian economy, what goes up does not come down. Yeah. You know, it's a very watery idea.
You're welcome to Noble TV Live today. And I want to congratulate you if you're a Nigerian, because very shortly your member representing you in the National Assembly will be coming home, let's say your constituency now, with an SUV vehicle, a car that is going to cost about 160 million for the federal government to procure. And when he comes back, and I believe you should also be congratulating him, because at least he has come to acquire something that may not have been seen in your environment. Well, if you are, you know, not aligning with me, maybe you should show that in your comment section. But with me here, I want to find out from Gray Amona whether he's expecting his constituent representative in the National Assembly to come back home with an SUV without question, particularly at this time when Nigerians are complaining about the harsh economy. Gray Amona, you are welcome to the program.
I appreciate the privilege.
Yes. You heard what I just said. Bola Tinubu Ahmed, yes, the president of Nigeria, has just approved the SUV.
Yes.
You know, that worth 160 million.
That's for one.
For each of the National Assembly members. We have 360 of them in House of Representatives. I have 109 in the House Senate.
Yes.
So if you multiply 160 million by whatever number we have now, you can give us the figure. But then we're not looking at
almost half a billion.
Yeah, we're not looking at the total now. But how do you see this gesture from Tinubu to these legislators in this time?
It simply means two things. Mainly, number one, all members of the political class are bound by the same value system, and the value system directly alienates them from the rest of the population. You know, why I say value system is your sense of the ideal. That one forecloses, you know, your economic setting, the economic setting that you're functioning within. You know, and nobody would have expected, you know, Bola Tinubu to come up with that idea now, because suffering is increasing by the day in Nigeria. Economic hardship. Hardship could be measurable, you know, using different indices, but the one that hits every person directly is the economic time, and that is the main thing. Well, poverty is defined in terms of your access to the means of production. So if that access is foreclosed, that means you are poor. So more than half, you see, the population of the poor in Nigeria now is competing with the aggregate, you know, numera of the Nigerian population. You can understand that kind of thing. People that are poor, they are competing with the Sigma, what statistics has called Sigma of the population. That tells you that all is not well. So for a leader who is supposed to be progressive and who is coming from the Awolowo political gene, you know, to conceive that kind of idea, maybe in order to placate members of the National Assembly, is most unthinkable. As we speak, the price of you know, bread has not come down, because they said in Nigerian economy, what goes up does not come down. So in other words, the Nigerian economic index, it
defies all economic theories.
And it defies the law of gravity. Gravity is more settled. So, you know, and 160 million for a central, for a three-dimensional district representation. That translates almost $500 million. And now we're talking about, you see, some families are finding it difficult even to survive materially. You buy fare every day, and if you go to the filling station and buy fare for 2,000 naira, it's like just a drop of water. It doesn't go anywhere. You know, so I don't think, number one, SUV is a luxury item. And if the idea is to access the rough terrain, you know, it's a very watery idea, because if that was the case, then you could have thought of you know, Hilux vehicle, which is the rugged type, or you return to the primordial Land Rover vehicle, which is meant for, you know, rough terrain. The Land Rover idea, you could seek refuge in the Land Rover idea and escape the luxury teaser, because somehow, you know, it has a rugged appearance, even though the price is way out of the orbit of our present,
No, when you say Land Cruiser,
Land Rover.
Yes. Could Land Rover be cheaper?
It's the same. No, what is cheaper?
Anyway, let's leave that now. Yeah. Now, assuming actually Tinubu approved what legislators actually asked for, because sometimes maybe it was what the House of Representatives or Senate actually applied for, that the president approved for them. Do you see also these people that are supposed to be representing the masses? Because let's assume now that Tinubu is at the executive corner. These people now from the House of Representatives, senators they are closer to their people. They know their people. Now, they requested, and Tinubu, who is far away,
acceded.
Yes. So how do you see that?
Yeah. You study the body language of your benefactor before you make a request.
Okay.
Those days, you looked at your father, and you sense, this my request, can it be acceded? Will it be accepted?
Yes.
My junior ones used to approach my dad, and they sensing his countenance, they would say, no, Papa is not in this mood.
Okay.
President of the Senate, the man from Akwa Ibom, House of Representatives Speaker.
Yes. From Northwest.
They are all factors in the social economy. You make a request, and you just, there's one possibility. Jagaban probably must have felt that been put in a tight corner on the defensive. The people just request, no matter how reasonable, but maybe they probably want to test it, and that kind of situation, morally on the defensive, is already weakened by the request, because if he refuses, it's not property with us. You understand?
Yeah.
So the issue is this,
and they cannot say they don't want, they can't refuse.
The author of the idea is the person to blame. That is the National Assembly. In other words, the climate of the National Assembly, the social climate of the National Assembly has not changed. It is the same prodigal taste. Nigerians are suffering. Akpabius are accepting that kind of thing from his colleagues. Hey, my distinguished senators, honorable members. No, it's not a very wise thing.
Okay. Now, finally, there's a party, the Labour Party. The chairman, Julius Aburi, came up to say, yes, we don't like this gift from the government. The period we are now does not permit this kind of a luxury. And therefore, you, our members, please don't accept this. And the members of the Labour Party in the National Assembly have reacted. One of them, Stainless Modo, says Nigeria should give a Tinubu booster for actually approving this, because they need these vehicles to ply the difficult terrains. The same thing was collaborated by our own Okolie, Ngozi Okolie, representing Oshimili.
President.
Yes, because they are saying that these vehicles are not for them per se, that is for their constituency, and is to enable them to do their job. And Aburi has not provided them alternative. If Aburi has said, okay, don't take that one, but come and take this one, they will agree. But they say it doesn't make sense.
Don't forget that.
Okay.
Don't blame Aburi. You had the moral, the sense of compunction to say no. Let us, connect with the rest of the masses. Members of the National Assembly do not connect with Nigerians. Whether it's Ngozi Okolie or Gramona or Milo's representative or anybody, you must connect with the people, and they are not. That tells you that politics is actually not for representation. Dr. Olusegun once said it when he was Speaker of the House of Assembly. He said, it's not for service again. There's lip service to the philosophy of service. How can you pander to that kind of taste? And see that it's not justifiable. And to argue that it's not a luxury item is very wrong, because it is, and it's not meant for that kind of terrain.
Okay, here's where we are actually going to draw the curtain on today's edition of this topic, talking about 160 million worth of vehicle going to be given to just one person in the National Assembly. You heard what Gray Amona said, and Nigerians will, of course, be looking forward to seeing your own comment at the comment section, so that people, when we criticize constructively, and if we want to accept, we also accept with dignity what the federal government is about to do, So thank you for actually watching. We expect that you not only watch, you also share, as you also click the notification buttons and subscribe, so that when next one come on air again, you'll be one of the first person to actually benefit from whatever we are sharing, so that it will give you an opportunity to share your own view. Thank you very much for being there. I have been with a great honor. My name remains Augustine Umilu.